like you. Be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Diorpop. Have you ever experienced a moment that feels incredibly quiet, so calm, so still, yet somehow echoes the loudest inside your heart? A moment with no grand events, no dramatic dialogue, no overwhelming emotions on the surface, but one that leaves a deep imprint long after it ends. Today, we arrive exactly at that point. The final 2 episodes of Are You Sure? Bring us into a space like that. A space where time seems to slow down. A space where every glance, every small movement, every pause between words feels as though it's asking us to stop and truly feel. There are no explosive climaxes here. No exaggerated drama. No forced emotions. What we're given instead are fragments of togetherness, simple, quiet moments that somehow carry more weight than any grand gesture ever could. And that is precisely where their power lies. Almost at the same time these final episodes aired, Jimin shared a post on Instagram. On the surface, it looked simple, ordinary even. But for many, it was impossible to ignore. 1 photo. 2 people. Barely any distance between them. No dramatic poses. No carefully constructed expressions. Just closeness. And somehow, that simplicity made everything feel louder. From that single image, emotions that had long been tucked away resurfaced. Questions reappeared. Feelings stirred again. Was it just a coincidence? Or was it the most honest fragment of a story they've been telling all along, without words? Let's step into these final chapters together and see why, once again, Jikook manages to make the simplest moments feel so deeply profound. The last 2 episodes of Are You Sure? Feel like a quiet resting point after a long journey. Not a spectacular ending, but a gentle one. Every scene unfolds slowly, as if the show itself doesn't want to rush toward goodbye. Each moment feels fragile, precious, irreplaceable. Around the same time, Jimin's Instagram post appeared. A small detail immediately stood out, especially for those who remembered his earlier confession during a live broadcast, that he had forgotten his Instagram password and only managed to recover it after some time. Because of that, this post didn't feel routine. It felt intentional, like something he truly wanted to share. Among the photos, 1 image instantly captured everyone's attention. Jimin wasn't alone. He was with Jungkook. Jimin's blonde hair contrasted beautifully with Jungkook's dark hair, different, yet perfectly harmonious. The distance between them was minimal, almost non-existent. No dramatic posing. No exaggerated gestures. Just 2 people standing comfortably beside each other. The photo didn't try to explain itself. It didn't demand interpretation. And precisely because of that, it felt incredibly honest. More small details were noticed. The photo was taken with an iPhone. Jimin had previously mentioned that he changed his phone, and the model and color were exactly the same as Jungkook's. 2 possibilities emerged: either Jimin used Jungkook's phone, or he bought the exact same one. Whatever the answer, the meaning remained unchanged. Constant closeness. Shared space. Shared time. Shared everyday things that usually belong only to people who are deeply connected. And Are You Sure? Quietly reinforces all of that. Episodes 7 and 8, the final chapters of Season 2, show us Jikook at their softest. It begins with something small. Jimin tells Jungkook that he can recline his seat all the way back. Jungkook, as always, immediately thinks about Jimin's comfort first. But Jimin reassures him calmly, telling him he's fine. A small gesture, yet full of care. A simple exchange that reveals how instinctively they look out for each other. That attentiveness soon turns into playful affection. Jimin records Jungkook while he's sleeping. Between them, tenderness and mischief always coexist, making everything feel warm and alive. Then it's Jimin who falls asleep. His knit hat slips down, revealing his most innocent side, quiet, soft, almost unreal. And once again, Jungkook is caught watching him, leaning closer, observing him. As if every time, Jungkook chooses Jimin all over again. Humor slips back in when Jimin realizes that Jungkook has fallen asleep again. He looks at him with fondness before turning to the camera at just the right moment, like a sitcom character who knows exactly how to turn tenderness into laughter. One of the most intimate moments comes in silence. Jimin becomes Jungkook's telescope, helping him see something far away through his own eyes. No jokes. No dramatic focus. Just trust. Trust so natural it doesn't need to be spoken. And when Jimin says, "I did everything I could to get beer for Jungkook," that simple sentence feels like the most honest summary of them: effort, care, and love expressed through the smallest things. The sweet chaos continues. With a unicorn float, Jungkook naturally steps into the role of Jimin's swimming coach, calm, attentive, fully present. Until the softness turns into laughter, when Jungkook pushes Jimin into the water and splashes him playfully. But Jimin is still Jimin, mischievous, bright, full of surprises. He runs off, locks the staff outside, wanting privacy. A small space without interruptions. A safe bubble containing just him and Jungkook. Even in his sleep, Jungkook moves closer to Jimin. Unconsciously. Without planning. As if his body knows exactly where it belongs. And that's where the romance lives. In instinct, in safety, in the subconscious choice to always move toward the same person. When they talk about Jin's concert, their initial plans sound separate. But in the end, they go together. Stay together. Return together. Choosing the same day. The same path. Small decisions, repeated over and over, all pointing to the same place. Jimin's call with his father brings one of the warmest moments. Casually, Jimin says he's hanging out and filming with Jungkook. His father responds kindly, and Jungkook joins the conversation without hesitation. No distance. No awkwardness. When Jimin's father reminds them to return safely and expresses his affection, Jungkook responds naturally. Nothing feels forced. Just the ease of someone who feels fully accepted. This mirrors another moment when Jungkook calls his own mother, and she warmly expresses her affection for Jimin. This pattern isn't accidental. Their connection naturally extends to family. Two worlds meeting in shared trust. As the journey continues, that intimate dynamic never fades. Small conversations. Jokes about sleeping. About nights spent together. Simple details that quietly reveal shared space, shared life. They know the camera doesn't capture everything. And that's where the honesty lies. Some moments are intentionally kept just for them. When the final words are spoken at the end of the show, it's clear that part of them isn't ready to leave yet. Jungkook feels it most deeply. Jimin tries to soften it with laughter. But they stay close, fingers brushing, hands instinctively searching. And we're left with one final, tender image, Jungkook holding Jimin as he sleeps. The final 2 episodes of Are You Sure? Aren't just a season finale. They are a confirmation that this closeness isn't accidental. It isn't something created for the camera. It's the result of trust built day by day. Of small acts of care repeated endlessly. Of conscious and subconscious choices to always return to each other. And that's where we stop. Not with loud answers, but with a feeling that lingers. An embrace in sleep. Fingers reaching out. Small choices that always lead back to the same person. Because real closeness doesn't need announcements. It lives in habit. In comfort. In safety. Thank you for staying with us until the end. If you felt it too, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Diorpop. Because as long as they keep choosing each other, we'll always have stories worth telling.